everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some Milwaukee race baseball here on the channel. It's July 2nd, and we got the first game of a doubleheader between the Cincinnati Reds and the Milwaukee Braves. Let's look at the starting lineup for the first game of this doubleheader here on July 2nd. Leading off for the Cincinnati Reds playing shortstop is Eddie Casco. Batting second, playing second is Don Blasingame. Batting third, playing center field is Vada Penson. Batting fourth, playing right field is Frank Robinson. Batting fifth, playing first base is Gordy Coleman. Batting sixth, playing left field is Gus Bell. Batting seventh, playing third base is Gene Freeze. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Jerry Zimmerman. And batting ninth on the mound, pitching for the Reds is Jim O'Toole. And for the hometown Milwaukee Braves, leading off, playing center field, Gino. Batting second, playing second is Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third, Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth and doing the catching is Joe Torres. Batting seventh, playing left field is Hawk Taylor. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Roy McMillan. And batting ninth and doing the pitching for the Milwaukee Braves is Don Nottebart. Get down to the field here, folks, and get game one underway. And here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's a fly ball in the right field. Hank Aaron's out there patrolling right field today for the Braves. He camps under it and makes the catch. One out. And Don Blasingame up here for the Reds. And that ball is hit down to second. Easy play for Frank Boland. Over to Adcock. 2 outs now. That brings up Vada Penson here. Here's the pitch to Vada. And that ball is going to be swung on and missed. Strike three. The Reds go down 1, 2, 3. The Reds nothing, and the Braves coming up to bat now. Here we go with Gino. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. The Braves get the lead runner aboard here, folks. See if they can take advantage of this off of Jim O'Toole. Brings up Frank Boland now. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that ball is going to be hit down to short. Casco's up with it. He fires over the Blasingame over to Coleman. And that's a 6-4-3 double play, folks. And that wipes out that single. It brings up Eddie Matthews now with nobody on. 2 outs. And Matthews hits that ball in the center field. Vada on his horse, tracks it down, and the Braves go down. No runs. We go to the top of the second. Nothing. Brings up Frank Robinson. Coleman and Bell. Frank's hitting 262 on the year, folks. And that's going to be ball 4. He'll take his base. So the Reds get the lead runner on here in the second. Brings up Coleman now with nobody out, and Frank down at first. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So 1 down now. Brings up Gus Bell. Bell's hitting 269 on the year. And that's what the doctor ordered for the Braves. That ball is hit down the second. Frank's up with it. Over to McMillan. Over to Adcock, and that's a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. So both teams playing some darn good defense. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still knotted up. Nothing. We got Aaron, Adcock, and Torrey do up here. You got Henry and then the Joe boys. And that's going to be hit down the second. The Blasingame. Over to Coleman. 1 out. Brings up Joe Adcock now. Joe's hitting 271 on the year, folks. And that ball is hit in the left field. That's an easy play for Bell out there. That's a quick 2 outs here in the second. Lands up Joe Torre. See if Joe can keep this inning alive. And he hits that ball out to Gus. And Gus makes another good put out. 1, 2, 3 goes to Braves. We go to the top of the third. Still knotted up, but nothing. Freeze. Edwards and O'Toole do up here for the Reds. Here's the pitch to Gene. And that ball is hit in the left field. And Taylor makes the catch out there, getting a rare start. The Hawk. And that brings up John Edwards now. Edwards is hitting a $191 on the year. And that ball is hit down the first. Adcock fields it cleanly. Calls off Nottebert. And that'll be the second out. Here is O'Toole. And O'Toole's hitting 105 on the year. See if Don can get him out. And he hits the easy roller down the second. Bowling up with it. And 1, 2, 3 goes the Reds. We get to the bottom of the third. Still nothing. You got Hawk, Taylor up, McMillan and Nottebert. Alrighty, let's see what the Hawk can do here. One of his rare starts. See if he can get on base against O'Toole. And he pops this ball up behind the plate, right up the chute. Zimmer makes the catch, 1 out. Brings up McMillan now. Max hitting a $191, but he gets a base hit off of O'Toole and the left field just out of the reach of Eddie. So there's Max standing down at first. Notebert's going to try to sacrifice him down the second, folks. Get him in scoring position here. Here's the pitch to Don. And that's not what they want to see. He pops that ball up. And that'll be a double play, folks. He was covering down there. And Coleman was covering down there. So Nottebert hits into the 1-3 double play. And that ends the inning, folks. And like I say, some good defense and some poor execution there. We go to the top of the fourth. It's the top of the order due up here for the Reds. Casco, Blasingame, and Penson. Here's the pitch to Eddie. He's 0 for 1. Flew out the right his first time up. And he hits that ball down the second. Frank's up with it. Tosses it over the first. 1 out. Here's Blasingame now. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out the second his first time up. And he hits this ball down the first. Adcock scoops it and steps on the bag. And that's 2 outs. And here's Veda. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Matthews calls everybody off. 1, 2, 3 go to the Reds. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Still nothing. We got the top of the order due up here for the Braves. Gino, Bolin, and Matthews. Gino got a single his first time up. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 1 out here in the fourth. Here's Frank Bolin now. And that ball is swung on and missed, strike 3. O'Toole's dealing here in the fourth. He struck out the first 2 batters, folks. He's going for the hat trick. Can Eddie Matthews do something about it? He flew out the center his first time up. And he sure does, folks. He wraps that ball in the right field, pulls it down the line. Frank gets over, cuts it off, holds Matthews to a single. That brings up Aaron. With Matthews down at first, but there's 2 outs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So O'Toole strikes out the side in between. Matthews gets a base hit, though. We go to the top of the fifth. It's still nothing. We got Frank Robinson, Coleman, and Bell due up here for the Reds. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that ball is hit down the short. McMillan's up with it, deep in the hole, plants and fires, and that's one out. Brings up Coleman. Coleman's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And he's going to get the first base hit against Nottebart here, folks. It's that ball in the left field. So there's Coleman standing down at first with one out for Gus Bell. Gus is 0 for 1, hit into a double play his first time up. And that's a fly ball in the right field. Hanks got it, and that is 2 outs. And that brings up Gene Freeze now. Gene flew out to left field his first time up. And that is going to be a pop-up on the infield. Matthews calls for it. And that'll end the inning, folks. The Reds leave 1 on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still no score. We got Adcock, Torrey, and Taylor. So we got the Joe and Joe show to start it off. Joe Adcock and Joe Torrey. And that ball is hit down the short. Cash goes up with it. As the time, Adcock's not very fleet of foot, fires over the first, 1 out. See if Joe Torrey can get something going. He flew out the left his first time up. And he pops this one up. Zimmerman back near the screen. Makes the catch, 2 outs. Here's Taylor. He is 0 for 1 today. And not anymore, folks. That ball is deep. That ball is far. That ball is going home run. The Hawk drives that ball over the right field fence. How about that, folks? Gets a rare start and comes through and gets the Braves on the board here. It's 1-0 Milwaukee. And that'll bring up McMillan. And this is wrapped, and all of a sudden they're getting to O'Toole. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field in between Pinson and Robinson. Rolls to the wall. Robinson picks it up, and McMillan standing down at second. 2 outs. Now we got Don Nottebart up. Can he help his own cause, folks? He popped up into a double play trying to bunt his last time up. Not this time, as he hits that ball down the pops it up down the short, and Glasgow makes the play. But the Braves score 1 on the Hawks home run, and the Braves lead 1-0 as we go to the 6th. We got Edwards, O'Toole, and Casco due up here in the 6th. Here's the pitch to John. And that ball is hit into right field. Aaron's got it. 1 out. That brings up Jimmy O'Toole. Let's see what he can do here. And that ball is swung on and missed strike 3. 2 quick outs here in the 6th. Brings up Eddie Casco. Eddie 0 for 2, hitting only a $188 on the year, folks. Off to a very slow start. And that ball is hit down the short. McMillan muffs that one up off his glove. And Casco's on with an E6. See if Nottebart can pitch around this. There's 2 outs. Blasingame him up now. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Blasingame goes down. So the error doesn't cost the Braves anything. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Cincinnati Reds, 0. Milwaukee Braves, 1. Got the top of the order due up here in the 6th. Gino, Bolin, and Matthews. Gino's 1 for 2, hitting .234 on the year. And that ball is swung on and missed. I think that's his second strikeout. Yep, he struck out his last time up. Brings up Frank Bolin now. See if Frank can get on base. He's 0 for 2. Hit into a double play and struck out. Not this time, folks. He squares this one up against Jim. And he hits that ball into the gap in right field. Off the wall. Benson comes over, throws it in, and there's Frank Boland in scoring position for the big boys. Got Matthews due up here now. He's 1 for 2. He's flown out the center. Got a base hit. He's hitting .315 on the year. And that ball is hit down to, sorry, ain't hit nowhere. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Matthews strikes out for the first time today. That leaves it up to Hank, the hammer. Aaron, let's see if he can drive Boland in here and give the Braves a little cushion. No, he can't, folks. That ball's hit in the right field, but Robinson's got room out there. The Braves waste a double by Frank Boland. We go to the top of the 7th. The Braves are holding on to a 1-run lead. We got Pinson, Robinson, and Coleman, the heart of the lineup, due up here in the 7th. Veda is 0 for 2. He struck out and popped up the 3rd. And that ball was hit on the ground down the 3rd. Matthews up with it, throws over to first for the first out here in the 7th. Brings up Frank Robinson. Frank is 0 for 1 with a walk. He's hitting .261 on the year. And he gets a hold of this one, folks, squares this ball up. And that ball is belted into the gap in right field. Off the wall. Aaron comes up with it, fires it in. But Frank's standing down at second with 1 out. And here comes Coleman. Coleman's 1 for 2, struck out and singled his last time up, hitting .250 on the year. And he gets a hold of this one, folks, and all of a sudden Notebert's having trouble. And that ball is back. That ball is deep. That ball is going over deep center field. Gino looks up, and the Reds take a 2-1 lead, folks, here in the 7th. Just like that. And there's nobody on for Bell. There's the pitch. And that's going to be a pop up to 3rd. And Matthews has got it. That's 2 outs. It brings up Gene Freeze now. And Gene swings and misses, strike 3. Notebert gets out of the inning, but 2 runs score on the home run. We go to the 7th inning stretch, 2-1 Reds. We got Adcock, Torrey, and Taylor. See if these guys can make some noise against Jim. Here's the pitch, and that ball is hit down the 2nd. Easy play for Blasingame. 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Brings up Joe Torrey now. Joe's 0 for 2. Can he get off the snide here? No, because he hits that ball down the Blasingame too. Braves might want to pick on somebody else. Here's the big man for the Braves today. Taylor, the Hawks hit a home run today. Can he do it again, folks? No, he doesn't. He pops this one. He swings and misses. As a matter of fact, strike 3. And that is it for the Braves. We go to the top of the 8th, trailing by 1. We got Edwards, probably a pitch hitter for O'Toole, and Casco due up. Here's the pitch to John. And that's going to be a ball. 1-0 count. And he comes back and strikes him out. 1 down here. And let's see who's going to pitch hit here for O'Toole. And it's going to be Lynch is going to come out here and pitch hit. Jerry Lynch coming up the bat here. is Jerry? There he is. Alrighty, one down, nobody on for Lynch. And that ball is fouled off, strike one. And he pops up that 0-1 count in the infield. Matthews calls everybody off. He'll make the play for out number 2. That brings up the top of the order in Eddie Casco. Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that ball is hit down to Matthews on the ground. He fires over the first, and that ends the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th now. Let's see who's going to come out here to pitch. And they're going to bring Henry out to get a 2-inning save here in game number 1 of this doubleheader. He'll be facing the bottom part of the order here in the 8th. Got McMillan and a pitch hitter for Noteberg, and then Gino. So here's McMillan. Mac is 2 for 2. He's doubled and had a single. He's high as the hot bat. Let's see if he can keep it up against Henry. No, he hits that ball down the short. Cass goes up with it. He fires over the Coleman, and that's the first out here in the 8th. Or Don Noteberg leaves the game after pitching a heck of a game here. See who they're going to bring in the pitch hit against Henry. And let's see here. I think they're going to bring in John Dirtman. He's going to come out here to pitch hit. There's John. Alrighty, one down, nobody on for John. See if he can get some stuff going here. And that's a single in the left field. Nice pitch hit. Single by John. Gets this inning started here. 1 out. Ball was hit in the left field. That brings up Gino now. He struck out his last 2 times after getting that single. See if he can get things straightened out against Henry here. And he beats out an infield single, folks. And all of a sudden, the Braves are making some noise here in the 8th. It's 1st and 2nd, and 1 out for Frank Bolin against Henry. So here we go. Can Frank keep this merry-go-round going, folks? Frank is 1 for 3 with a double. And that ball is going to be hit down back to the pitchers. The runners will advance, but that's 2 outs now. So we got 2nd and 3rd here for Eddie Matthews. And Eddie bust at least a base hit and tie this. Well, no, base hit with Gino's speed would probably give the Braves the lead. Matthews is 1 for 3. He flew out the center, got a base hit in the 4th, and struck out. So let's see if he can get a base hit here now, folks, and give the Braves the lead. No, that ball is hit on the ground, down to short. Eddie's up with it, fires over to Coleman, and the Braves strand 2 and blow a great opportunity, folks. And it's still a 2-1 game as we go to the top of the 9th. The Braves will need to bring somebody out here to pitch. See who they're going to bring out. Alrighty, it's going to either be Raymond or Wiley. See which one here. And it looks like it's going to be have Wiley Carl come out here to pitch at the top of the ninth. Try to hold this to a one-run game here, folks. He'll be facing Blasingame, Penson, and Robinson. So he got the top of the order here in the ninth. Like I say, he needs to hold this to a one-run game. Don's 0 for 3. He's grounded out to second, to first, and struck out. And that ball is hit down to Frank Bolin. He's up with it. Fires over the Adcock, 1 out. That brings up Beta Penson now. And Beta's 0 for 3. He struck out, popped up the third, and grounded out the third. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. And that ball is hit down to Frank Bolin. Frank's up with it. Fires over the first, 2 outs. Frank might want to try to pick on somebody besides Bolin, because Frank's 1 for 2 with the walk, and he scored, and he's doubled, and he hits that ball in the right field. Aaron moves into the gap near the track, makes the catch, and now we're to the bottom of the ninth. We got the big boys due up here against Henry. You got Aaron, Adcock, and Torrey. Let's see what they can do. Here's the pitch to Hammer. He's 0 for 3. Grounded out, struck out, and flew out. And he squares this one up against Henry, folks. Can he tie this game up? No, he gets a base hit in the left field, and he's aboard. So the go-ahead run comes up the bat in the form of Joe Adcock. And the tying runs down at first, and Henry, Hank, Aaron. Here's the pitch to Joe. Joe's 0 for 3. He's flown out, grounded out twice. And that ball is hit in the center field. Penson's got it measured, and that's the first out here in the ninth. Here's Joe Torrey now. Can he do something about this? Joe's 0 for 3. He's flown out to left. He's popped up to the catcher, and he's grounded out to second. And he's going to fly out to right field. Frank Robinson near the line makes the catch. 2 outs. Here's the man of the hour right now, the Hawk. He's got the only run of the Braves. He hit a solo home run in the 5th. Can he come back here and hit another one, folks, and give the Braves a walk-off win? And that would be no. That is a swing and a miss. Taylor goes down, and the Reds win the game on 2-1. Game, folks. Start off this doubleheader. Take a look here at the box score. Great pitching match here. O'Toole and NotteBart. You got the Reds 2 runs on only 3 hits and no errors. The Braves 1 run on 9 hits and an error. How many did the Braves leave on? The Braves left 6 on base. Who had the 3 hits for the Reds? You had Robinson with 1, and you had Coleman. Coleman was 2 for 3 with that big home run, folks. That 2-run homer. And for the Braves, you had Gino was 2 for 4. And like I say, the Hawk came in, rare start, and 1 for 4 with that home run. And Jim O'Toole, 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, struck out 6, gave up that home run. Henry comes in and gets a 2-inning save, gave up 3 hits, struck out 1. And Don NotteBart, tough loss, 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 6, but gave up that 2-run homer. Carl Wiley came in and pitched the ninth, did his job, gave the Braves a chance. Alrighty, folks, I want to thank you all for watching. Give me a few minutes, maybe a half hour or so, and we'll be back with game number 2 of this doubleheader. Until then, you all take care and have a great day.